that value addition that will come to the neighborhood or to the environment, the locals are afraid of that also because they say it will push up the cost of living, and then they give example, we've seen it before. What assurances do you give them as to, in terms of the safeguards for their own well-being in the community?
Yes, so there should be some safeguards. In my experience in the mines, sometimes you support the community over time. Sometimes the community has, even those that are not resettled, they see their amenities improving, their livelihoods improving. Definitely, there are some things that happen when you develop, you do these massive programs everywhere and anywhere. You would have some imbalances occurring, but you have to reduce that to the barest minimum.
Right.
So I believe those things will be taken into account, yes, when we get to that point.
When you get to that point, I see. How much has government expended so far on this project?
I don't think government has spent any huge amount of money on this project yet. It's all about keeping the staff and the staff with administrative work and a few consultancy work that were done to ensure that the place will be mapped, the place will be identified, and all those things. Yeah, but I don't think it's a huge amount that has been spent so far. But I think the most important thing is what is the value? What is the value proposition here? When you look at Africa, and I think that's where my big dream issue comes in. We import close to 85% of our petroleum product consumption. The petroleum product consumption, 85%, they are imported from Europe or Asia, Southeast Asia, or something like that. So why don't we do it ourselves? Why don't we do it here and consume what what we import, and then develop out of that? So I think there's a market for it. There's about, let's say, 70% availability of market. Then you go to Nigeria. Nigeria is the largest producer of crude, of oil in Africa. But Nigeria imports over 60% of its consumption. So the crude is drilled from Nigeria, sent out, and then comes back, like Ghana.
Which is pretty much what we also do.
Yes, we also do. Now, even ours, you can forgive us a little bit, because when we are producing less than 200,000 barrels a day, it doesn't compare with 250 million barrels a day or something like that. But when I say the same with us, it's more about our gold, about our diamonds, about our manganese and bauxite. We produce them, and crudely we export. So, and then they come back to us at a higher price. So that's what we need to avoid. Now, Africa.
So what's the estimated revenue you hope to make across the region?
I mean, what do you mean by estimated?
Estimatedly, how much revenue do you hope that the hub will bring in for the Ghanaian people once it's up and running?
Huge one, because don't forget, we have the petrochemicals. Petrochemicals are going to produce things like plastics, pipes, many other materials that will be used, either consumed directly. We have a fertilizer plant that already we have an agreement for the construction of a fertilizer plant on the hub and all that. So the integration with the economy will be huge. And that is where we'll see the amount. I mean, if you pin me down to figures of what we are going to get, I think it will be, I may be giving you figures that may be underestimation or overestimation. But if you look at the integration, then you see that having our gas, for instance, will not have to be just used to power, but you can also use the product of out of the gas, like condensate and other things, for other manufacturing activities. There are a lot of things that can be done with those petrochemical inputs. So that is what we have to look at. We have to look at in fact, our estimate is that this is going to boost our economy by about 70%. 70%, which is huge.
Okay.
We are looking at close to 800,000 direct and indirect jobs when it comes to effect. And I believe it because of what I have seen. What I've seen in Singapore and Malaysia.